Okay, the next we proceed to the heat transfer coefficient for both tube and also shell side and pressure drop single phase. So basically, before we proceed in this last procedure, we need to define what are the fluid for the tube and also shell side. So use the general consideration as a factor in order for you to decide which part or which fluid should be allocated in tube or allocate in shell. Okay, for the tube heat transfer coefficient, okay, for the turbulent flow, okay, you can use this equation to determine the Nusselt number. Why we require Nusselt number? Because it will related to the Reynolds number. So you may use this equation to determine the Nusselt number, which C is the constant. If the fluid is in gas, you may use this value. If it involved with the non-viscous liquid, you use this value 0.023, and for the viscous liquid, you may use this value 0.027. And we have the Reynolds number. You can obtain from this dimensional number. We have a Nusselt, Reynolds, and also Prandtl number. And we have the viscosity in the bulk fluid and also in the viscosity and the wall. Okay, for the laminar flow, you may use this equation. And after that, you may proceed to determine the heat transfer factor of JH. Okay, this is the other way to correlate heat transfer data based on the heat transfer J factor, which is applicable for both turbulent and laminar flow. So instead of using the Nusselt number, you can also refer to the J factor. Okay, for the J factor to determine HR here, so you may refer to this diagram. Okay, these are from the diagram, Reynolds number, Prandtl number, and we have the viscosity, and we have this fluid thermal conductivity, all this information. So basically, you may refer to the reference table or based on the properties information from your process. And then after that, you use this to obtain the JH or the capital of the JH factor. Okay, this is the heat transfer factor, and we have the Reynolds number. So use the information on the Reynolds number to obtain the JH, and you may insert into this to obtain this value. Or otherwise, you use this information as well. Okay, this method introduced by Kern and also co-worker in 1950. Most of the heat transfer coefficient will be referred to this method or known as the Kern method. And then we proceed to the if we have water in the tube, so you may determine the heat transfer coefficient inside or HR using this equation. We require the information of the water velocity and tube inside diameter. And the pressure drop can be obtained using this equation by have the information on the number of tube side, the dimensionless of the friction number, and we have the tube inside diameter, the velocity or viscosity for both fluid and also wall, and we have the water velocity and also the density. Okay, these are the required information, and we have how can we obtain JH here from this diagram. So you require for you to determine the Reynolds number first, and then after that insert into this, you can obtain the pressure